welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 27th of September, and happy Sunday to each and every one of you. And I'm bringing to you yet another special weekend podcast. And on today's podcast, this is pretty interesting, folks. Coming at us from our good friend Julian's Rum. I think I finally discovered what their ultimate plan for control and mass extinction was. It all revolves around 23andMe, Big Pharma, and Big Tech. And guys, he's going to break that thread down for each and every one of you. And also, I have another thread. This is coming at us from 17 Arrows. And basically, he's telling us how important the MAGA movement is. It's about light, it's about love, it's about positivity, and I thought I would bring that to you on this very beautiful Sunday. So guys, always know it is always an honor for me to be on the front lines with each and every one of you, day in and day out, because in the end, guys, where we go one, we go all. Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Let me tell you about my sponsor, Noble Gold. You know, life has never looked so uncertain as it does right now. Across the U.S., people are being paralyzed into indecision. So many people humming and hawing about everything, feeling flustered with all of these shutdowns, avoiding that issue, the money one. But bleak as it might look, there may be a silver or even gold lining. If you've worked for years before CV, you could have a 401k sitting around gathering dust, or even an old IRA that we could help with. Working for your old company when it could be working for you. We're not talking peanuts either. Some plans have thousands of dollars in them. All your 401k plans. Look into this, please. To find out more about unlocking your own hidden treasure, call the team at Noble Gold at 877-646-5347. And if that's not an incentive enough, Noble Gold is giving away the U.S. Mint's own solid silver 5-ounce $1 Apollo 11 moon landing coin when you sign up today for a gold or silver IRA. I have one. It's so worth it right now to jump on the phone and deal with this by calling 877-646-5347 now. Please, guys, jump on this opportunity. They will help you out. It's a great company and they support True Reporting, and you get an awesome coin in the meantime, my friends. So again, thank you for choosing Noble Gold, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's show, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel, True Reporting 2.0. We're about to hit 20,000 subscribers, so it would be very much appreciated. Also, guys, follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. Follow me on Parler at True Reporting 1985, and always remember to leave a like. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers on YouTube, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it together. This is True Reporting. So, guys, it's a special Sunday podcast for you, and I just wanted to, just bring you something awesome. And Julian's Rum has done that for us with an amazing breakdown. As we can see, he says, I think I finally discovered what their ultimate plan for control/mass extinction was. It all revolves around 23andMe, Big Pharma, and Big Tech. Let me know in the comment section below if you've ever tried 23andMe. I have actually done this before I knew anything about what these big tech and these DNA database collectors were really all about. And oddly, the answer is contained within the pages of, in quote, Snow Crash, the founder of Google's favorite sci-fi novel. Google's co-founder, Sergey Brin, says these two books changed his life. This is from 2015. Co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, said Neal Stephenson's acclaimed 1992 novel, Snow Crash, is one of his favorites. The book was really 10 years ahead of its time, Brin said. It kind of anticipated what's going to, in quote, happen, and I find that really interesting. Guys, take a look at what this book entails. So, Snow Crash's synopsis excerpt. Lagos's research showed that the ancient Sumerian Ur language allowed brain function to, in quote, be programmed. Sumerian records, now we're talking about being programmed using audio stimuli in conjunction with a DNA-altering virus. That's where 23andMe comes into play. Sumerian culture was organized around these programs, known as Me, which were administered by priests to the populace. Enki, a figure of legend, developed a counter-virus known as the name shub of Enki. Think of Enki and Enlil, right? Which when delivered stopped the Sumerian language from being processed by the brain and led to the development of other, less literal languages, giving birth to the Babel myth. Guys, this is exactly what they're doing. They are continuously dumbing us down day in and day out. Turn your televisions off. We know that there is subliminal messaging coming through these commercials, coming through these big six companies that own all of the media. Turn it off and get right. L. Bob Reif had been collecting Sumerian artifacts and developed the drug Snow Crash in order to make the public vulnerable to new forms of Me, which he would control. The physical form of the virus is distributed in the form of an addictive drug and within Reverend Wayne's church via infected blood. There is also a digital version to which hackers are especially vulnerable as they are accustomed to processing information in binary form. Very interesting. We go on with this. We can see these posts. From 17/11/67 post, and this is from April 16th, he says, we have iris scanners for phones. That's probably for actually finding these criminals much more easy and finding out what they've been watching. And then this is in response, I guess, from an Anon. He says, when do we prick our finger and drop blood on the home button to confirm our ID? See where this is going? I believe that this was actually in response to this post from 17. Then we could see here, 23andMe, Ann Wojcicki, spouse. Why is this relevant? Ann Wojcicki, who owns 23andMe, she's actually married to Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google. So, 23andMe, as we can see here, all the people of the world, think about this. Think of the mess of software that makes society run smoothly. If that sounds familiar, then you've probably read Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash. There is a list of all different mess, organized by the number of their designated Wikipedia page. Of those, the 23rd is currently listed as weapons. 23andMe, our DNA, I guarantee you it's in a database. Who knows what they were planning on using it for, but it was definitely used as a weapon. Scary stuff, and 17 tells us about it. Then we go on to the next post. We can see here Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, Ann Wojcicki, 23andMe, the founder. The virus is distributed in the form of an addictive drug. Here we go. Why is Big Pharma essential? Another post. This is actually the first one I read about Sergey Brin and Ann Wojcicki was from September 2nd, 2018. This was before that, from February 15th, 2018. Why is Big Pharma essential? Think Google, new Pixel phone. And it says here, there is also a digital version to which hackers are especially vulnerable as they are accustomed to processing information in binary form. This is all from the book Snow Crash. Do you see how it correlates? Very interesting. Then post 154, one of the very first ones from November 14, 2017. Perhaps someday people will understand that they had a plan to conduct another mass extinction event. World War I and II, orchestrated and planned by select families? Absolutely. All proxy wars. All of our boys, all of our girls who went overseas to fight. I'm talking about Afghanistan. I'm talking about in Iraq, World War I, World War II, Vietnam. It's all proxy wars. Wars should have never existed. It's nothing more than to make money and make the rich richer, and also to flood the collective consciousness with negativity, sorrow, anxiety, depression, and this energy actually feeds a deity that they worship, multiple deities that they worship. And in return, these elites, these Rothschilds, Rockefellers, George Soros, the rest of them, you know what I'm talking about. They are actually given power, sex, money, control, anything that they want in return, possibly for their souls, if they are even human beings anymore. So, from Sergey Brin on Snow Crash, it kind of anticipated what's going to happen. And I find that really interesting. It kind of anticipated what's going to happen. mass extinction event. That was what was going to happen. Bonus item says he found this binary code. So I decoded it and the text was Sumerian Me 23. What does this mean? AC2, sorry for the crappy pick. 23andMe, remember this, 01010011. Unbelievable. This monster did not come from man. Sumerian Me and 23. Look at where they get this from. So I just got Assassin's Creed 2. This is coming from Reddit, okay? Recently, and I have been fully enjoying it my first playthrough. I tried to hunt down all of the glitches and glyphs and finally got, I believe, my fourth one. This is the one who puzzles involve searching through a picture to find another picture of what I can only gather are the prophecies on the codex. While looking through the picture labeled and quote, this monster did not come from man, I found an overlay of a binary code in the left-hand side, as we can see here. It was a block of binary code that, when translated, read Sumerian Me 23. On top of the block was just an, in quote, B-2. Looking up the code did not give me much. It seems like no one knows what it means. Apparently, one of the glyphs later called synapsis involves Sumerian numerals, but none of the guides even mention the code or the number 23. I also cannot figure out what in the world B2 means, and neither can my friends, who is more knowledgeable in code than I am. I did find out that the Sumerian Me's are essentially the decrease of the gods. Number 23 is simply a decree stating weapons, there you go, or something of the sort. This does make some form of sense, since the picture is of the first depiction of a gun. I still don't particularly see the reason for the code's inclusion. Very interesting. So an Anon replies and says, weird about the B-2 as well. The book presents the Sumerian language as the firmware programming language for the brainstem, which is functioning as the BIOS for the brain. What is a spell? The definition of a spell is a word or words which are supposed to hold magical power, an influence that cannot be resisted, or a trance. This is actually from a 17 post, guys. And you think these people don't dabble in black magic? There's white magic and there's black magic. Think of Marina Abramovic and what they do. They claim it as being dark arts, but we all know what it is. It's dark magic. They are giving power over to a deity in return for what I just told you earlier, for sex, wealth, and power. Check it out. Where we go one, we go all, from post 831 of 2018. Misspellings matter. Sentence formation matters. The truth would put 99% of people in the hospital. Are we all under a spell and it all is going through our DNA, maybe into our brainstem, because they've actually changed the actual text and knowings of this language of Sumerian speakings over to something that has dumbed us down to actually almost shut off our pineal gland? Could it be that deep? I think it actually could be. Goes on to say, according to characters in the book, the goddess Ashira is the personification of a linguistic virus, similar to a computer virus. And here's the part where I tie the two threads together. The Isle of Nabumbu is the home of the animals that Astaroth experimented on to make a spell that makes them more human in behavior. Oh my word. So guys, what I think he's getting at is actually he's talking about transhumanism, actually making animals more like humans, humans more like animals. We know that they were into this. Remember that, guys. These people are NAZIS. This is what they are. They've been brought over by Project Paperclip. They were doing experiments on so many people, and I guarantee you that they still do it. Look at the Podesta art. Those, I believe, are not just demons. I believe that they are actually mutations of humans to beasts. This is what they're into. They are sadists, they are Satanists, and we are less than dirt to them. I can promise you that. Julian's Rum actually ends the thread by saying, Me 23 and B2, bed knobs and broomsticks. There you go, 23. So guys, another great thread from Julian's Rum. I wanted to share that with you. And on a positive note, I wanted to give this to you from @WoeOnToThem. He goes on to say, when people, in quotations, nations, cannot abide by spiritual law, judge not that ye be not judged, then another trust must rule the day. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. The left presents abortion, corruption, fraud, hate, crimes against humanity, and deceit. We might as well add crimes against children as well. That has no light, and it destroys nations. MAGA stands for the constitutional law, love, and tolerance, being bound by principles that enlighten us in God and family. MAGA invites all to enjoy a level playing field and renew the joy in service. What blesses one blesses all. MAGA invites prosperity for all in the most enlightened of ways. Govern yourself according to the dictates of your own conscience. Friends, this is right. Let us hunger for this reality in our nation to fulfill our founders' hope, to be a light unto the world. Hashtag God wins. Truth and transparency. I have spent the last 4 years trying to find the keys to motivating all of us patriots to understand the need to fight the narrative, to be vocal and not allow those who wish the Constitution harm to go unchecked. I have experimented with the tone and color, warning, and even pleading on occasion. I honestly believe that we are in a position of power by being united, strength in numbers. I was hoping that you could take a look at my post. You may find information that you find helpful. Love and support to each of you who share in this fantastic journey. God be with us as we play our role in the fight between light and darkness. Rig for red. Soon a hush will fill the land, and people will be heard to say, "Who is this president?" We, the people, have been persistently lied to by the corporate media, and they have gorged themselves on our innocence, which is so true. Our great menace shall fall upon the people. How could it be any other way? Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revealings. Isaiah 51:7. In my honest opinion, the lying media should be publicly humiliated. My intent in writing this thread is to wake and anger you into action. For some bizarre reason, many conservatives feel it is intellectually and morally correct to remain silent regarding issues that might be controversial and yet impact the quality of their lives and their nation's well-being. Perhaps they could confuse the difference between physical confrontation and having their voices heard and demonstrated. Who is more to blame for Barry's crime spree? He's speaking about Obama. Apathetic Americans who allowed this administration's poison to infiltrate the White House, or the man himself? One constant the demonic left have always leveraged is the timid response and cowardice of otherwise well-meaning, God-fearing Americans to their race card and the fear of being perceived as politically incorrect. And they are counting on it now. The apathy must end. The, in quote, key is strength in numbers. And we are being distracted from the fact, as real Donald Trump has stated, in quote, Democrats are rigging our 2020 election. This election determines whether or not we are free or slaves to a global agenda. And you can see this awesome meme. In reality, they are not after me. They are after you. I am just in the way. The people's voice will determine the outcome, which is so true. Hold the media accountable and make it rain. I am not done, and that is coming from General Flynn. My friends, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. Do not forget to leave a like. I hope you enjoyed this special Sunday podcast. It is my gift to you. And always know that it is always an honor for me to be on the front lines with each and every one of you, day in and day out. Because in the end, where we go one, we go all. Guys, if you found what you just watched informative and you enjoyed it, then please subscribe to the True Reporting family today. There are many ways to support this channel, like our Patreon link, our PayPal link, and our TRUreporting.us official website link in the description box below. Join the True Reporting family today and be a part of history, because where we go one, we go all.